You know, I really was not expecting a incremental lumberjack game to have such a bop for a background song for the main menu, but hey, here we are, and hello everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Lumberjacked. It is an incremental lumberjack game. That's really all I know about it. It came out on Steam a couple days ago. Pretty much nobody noticed, but one of my fans was like, hey, check this out, and so I'm going to. It's like $5 too, so very reasonable price, which is true of most incremental games. Welcome to Lumberjacked. Your goal is to use your axe to chop down trees, collect the logs, and sell them to this gnome. I feel like they could have made, well, I don't know. Once you've earned enough money, you'll be able to spend it to upgrade various stats and enhance your lumberjacking at the weight bench. There are multiple tiers of trees, each one increasing in value. To chop them down, you need to sharpen your axe at the grinding wheel outside. When you're ready, we need you to venture deep into the forest and harvest 1,000 elder trees. Happy chopping. This has been brought to you by the Canadian Forestry Service. Well, I guess not service. It'd be... Uh-oh. Oh, is this one of those where it's taking my controller? Yeah, it probably is taking my controller input and wasn't letting me move around. Yeah, ooh, that sensitivity is freaking high. Alright. Well, it looks like we might just be listening to the same song the entire way through. Sup, Gnomesley? Ah, there you are. I was wondering when you were going to wake up. Welcome to Lockstep Forest, your home for the foreseeable future. Keep up with that axe in your hand. You're going to need it. Now, take it and begin chopping away at the trees and toss the logs into the chipper. What else do you need? Pretty simple. Chop, chop. So what else do we have here? I have no idea. Alright, choppy away. Alright. Looks like it can only carry one log at a time, too. Oof. Okay, where the heck's the... Oh, the chipper is huge. Quilton Exchange. Alright. Well, we still have the other bits. Can I... Yes, I can break this stump. Okay. So it looks like it can... I guess I should probably pick trees closest to the actual chipper, otherwise I'm going to be wasting a bunch of time. Also, what the heck's up with that giant portal? I have no idea. It's probably for resetting myself, maybe. Ooh. Looks like we also only have so much time on a given day. Yeah, I really messed up with this one. And luckily it doesn't matter too much. There's another log out there. This is not worth my time. Yeah, I didn't realize there would be, like, day timing. But I guess, whatever. Here we go. Let's see if it forces me to go to bed. Should be able to get this last log. Yeah, definitely gonna have a more efficient day the next day. Because, yeah, look at how much faster this is. I guess it really isn't that much of a problem. I do wonder what happens if I stay out too late. Well, I'm gonna get the last of the logs at the very least, which should be this one. Okay. Golden Exchange should be good. It's bedtime. Let's sleep. Rest until morning. Okay, do I have money? I can work out. Okay. Oh, I have 14. So walking speed, sprint endurance, carry capacity. I'm gonna bump that up. That seems to be the biggest limitation I've got at the moment. Also looks like there's beacons in the forest that I'm gonna have to go out to at some point. Yeah. Yeah, considerably fewer trips. Ideally, the goal is to probably carry multiple trees. Or like one or multiple trees simultaneously. So So I don't have to worry about making these repeat trips constantly. Okay, anything else? No, it looks like it's just those two. Alright. Now what's the deal with these? Oh. Okay, so I can get some extra stamina by harvesting the glowing green bushes. Looks like we have more in the background, too. Okay. Odd as this sounds, I'm actually really digging this. There's not a whole lot of incremental games that really lean on, I'm gonna say survival crafter mechanics. Not that this is, like, leaning on it too hard. Okay, I don't think I have any more green bushes. I guess we're gonna just go back and rest. Oh my gosh, we're going so much faster already. Let's see. Okay, so I could do more carry capacity, but I don't think we need that. Let's do max stamina and swing power. And maybe sprint endurance? There we go. And then I'm just gonna rest. I don't know how long I rest for. Only a couple hours. What was I gonna say? But yeah, leaning a little bit on survival crafting mechanics, comboed with, I mean, just jamming soundtrack. Well, soundtrack. I think it's a single song that we're just going to be listening to for this entire video. Unless, of course, it's not YouTube safe, at which point, no rules. But the kind of time efficiency... Action economy, weirdly enough, is one of the most, like, underrated, like, mechanics? Design philosophies around, like, incremental games and what makes them so good. Specifically, the idea of, like, you technically have unlimited time. It's very rare to play an incremental game that actually limits you, in any kind of reasonable fashion. Usually, if you do have a time limit, it's, like, per run, rather than anything else. Let's see if we can take that down. Yeah, that extra swing strength is making a difference. Because I can chop so many trees as I just go by. I think what I might do is just go on a lumberjacking spree, cut a bunch of trees down, and then deliver. Maybe? I don't know. Hard to tell on that one. But even the, like, choice of making sure I'm near the wood chipper makes a difference. Okay, sleep until morning. Okay, so what do we have? So carry capacity is one whole tree. I think I'm gonna start with that. Let's go for a little bit of walk. Ooh, yeah, actually all of these are good. And so, like, weirdly enough, I'm actually most reminded of a game about digging a hole when playing this. Because it kind of worked off of the same ideas. Oh, missed one. Wonder if there's an upgrade for pickup range. Though the extra throw distance is going to make a difference. Okay, let's just make this easy on myself. I really wish I could hold down the click button, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, a bunch of throw distance might actually be very good. Coin operated. Must be achievements. But yeah, so there's no time limit, but I'm slightly timed based on my own efficiency. Mushroom? Okay, can't get anywhere else. And I'm rewarded by it too. You know, the idea of how quickly can I speed through things. So I could buy a drink for some money, but no, we're just gonna rest. Doesn't really matter until when. Okay, so let's go back to this. I can pick up a whole tree at the moment. So it's better for me to actually have just obscene throw distance and just chuck one tree at a time. And yeah, at some point mushrooms are going to matter in this process. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it looks like it can actually just toss. Oh. Wow. Okay, that throwing distance makes a difference. I think I might actually want to invest in that the most. Because that's a huge time saver. Holy smokes. Because, yeah, if I can toss the whole dang forest from any distance, without even... Like, who cares about carrying capacity? Alright, 4 in the morning. I wonder what time of day is going to factor here. And yeah, it does look like there's stuff for me to maybe find out there. We should probably also go for chopping damage, because that's going to seriously give me, oh, and I'm picking up, like, sap or something. There we go. Yeah, chop damage probably is going to give me, way more stamina, because I'm losing it on a per chop basis. Yeah, let's see if I can upgrade it. Yes. Swing power, 3. Because, yeah, if you can chew through each of these trees on a one swing basis. Yeah, it's much faster. Okay. This is very silly, but I'm digging it. It is one of those where it does feel like it's a little bit on the linear side, but maybe once we can expend sap and mushrooms, we get some more interesting choices. Maybe. Okay, that should be good enough. And we got the portal and a bunch of other things, so truly, who knows? Interesting, looks like there's a map over there. Let's do swing power. We don't need carrying capacity for now. We might never, in fact. And yeah, at this point I've completely skewed a normal sleep schedule in favor of big chop. Oh. Okay. One more upgrade for damage. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. So you can't fully eschew the sleep schedule, as the forest do not like it. Good to know. Okay, so we need to worry about that a little bit. Yeah, I thought this was going to be one of those games. Retrospect. There we go. My PNG tuber is kind of in the way. Okay, so how much do I need? Whoosh. 168 for the next one. I mean, like a little bit of walk speed and sprint endurance we can do. Like, all of these are good. But it is going to get progressively more expensive. Okay. Luckily, I can just toss from this distance, which is extremely nice. There we go. Yeah, I should probably investigate what to do with mushrooms and the like. See if we can do more. Like, what can I do with the gateway? Nothing. Alright. I've got a couple more logs that I haven't tossed yet. It's fine. Toss them all out. Yeah, it should be reasonably easy for me to get up to. Ooh, actually, that's a new tree type I haven't seen before. Okay. So some of this is actually still going to slow me down. Alright. I think that's every bit of logs, at least for that section. Is there something I can do here? Because, yeah, we have a map in the background. Nice work. Alright, now I need you to collect 1,000 elder tree logs. This is your primary goal. They're very rare and found deep in the forest. From your cabin, you'll find multiple paths through the trees to lead you further in. That's about it. If you need anything else, come talk to me. And my other windows for more assistance. Get out there, chop chop. Okay. Interested in a drone? I can build you one that'll automatically go out and harvest any missed logs for you. First, I need you to recover a few missing parts. You're likely to come across one of many drone wreckages. Try to find these for me. Okay, fly around, pick up missed logs, and harvest them for you. Okay, what about the other side? Ah, night owl, are you? You'll be wanting one of these lanterns. I'm sure by now you've noticed that the nighttime blackout fog. This lantern here allows you to work through it. I can offer you one of these for some mushrooms that you have there. You can find mushrooms scattered about the forest and in caves. Stay lit, stay safe. Okay, 200 mushrooms for that. Alright, well, we're gonna have to leave that for later. Okay, let's just rest until morning. Time is imaginary, none of this matters. Okay. Yeah, like, I could do walk speed, sprint endurance, some max stamina. I think I'll go for the max stamina while we're here. Because that's going to give me a bunch more trees. Let's see. Yeah, what else is there to say? I don't know. I just like it. It's very dad game in a good way. I mean, go figure. It's a Lumberjack game. What is more dad game than that? But maybe that's just me. I don't know. My dad literally chops trees for fun. He'll just go out and chop some, like, you know, older dying trees down. My parents are very big into their wood-burning stove. Like, rather than heating their house with electricity or gas or anything like that, they just have the fireplace going all the time. Which is, you know, fine. I hate it, personally. I do not like visiting them as... it's really bad for my allergies, and, oh, it's a rock over there. I thought there was, like, a weird artifact-looking thing. Okay, can I... No, I can't quite reach it. It's fine. But yeah, it's absolutely miserable on my allergies, and also it makes all my stuff smell like smoke. And, like, we left some of my stuff at my parents' house years ago, before, like, moving, out of their place, and, yeah, some of it definitely did not, I'm not gonna say didn't survive, but a lot of my stuff smelled pretty badly like smoke. And had kind of, like, weird smoke grit on it. It leaves a residue, and it was a little, ugh. Michelle had to rescue my old Pokemon cards, because those have been in my parents' house for years, and that was, not great. But, no matter what, I will still associate my dad with, lumberjacks, and, you know, cutting down trees and the like. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to, disassociate that. Disassociate that association? Disconnect that association? And that's okay. Okay, so we are going to need some throw distance here. Because, yeah, we're starting to get out of range. I'm curious about the rock, though. Okay. Blackout fog is coming in hot. However, it cannot stop me. All I have to do is just get back here, and it goes away. Alright, I think that was everything. If there's more, then whatever, doesn't matter. Alright, I've got 203. I think at this point we're going to go for throw distance, since that's going to get me access to more of the clearing around the house, without having to go too far for it. I would like to look into upgrading my axe, Okay, there we go. Just toss those off. Yeah, let's see if the rock has anything. No, it doesn't seem like it can interact with the rock. Eventually, I'm going to have to invest into walk speed just because of how far away things are going to become. But maybe if we get the... No, even if we get the lantern, I'm going to have to come back for resting. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe there's other upgrades that we haven't found yet. Okay. Looks like that's all of it. Yeah, let's take a look at this grinding wheel, see what it needs for the next tier of tree. Only 100. Okay, so that's a level 2. I wonder if that increases my damage as well. Because it would be nice if it boosts the axe effectiveness and its ability to chop higher tier trees. It looks like it did. I wonder if it's actually like a damage multiplier or something. Because that's actually super useful to know. And yeah, I should just be mashing the R button here as I'm grabbing stuff, but nah. It's easy to kind of get distracted. I'm in chop mode, not chop and throw mode. Okay. Yeah, so what do we get next? Probably stamina, if anything. Is there anything to do with this purple lantern? Talk. Psst. Must speak quickly so the gnome doesn't hear me. He's trapped me here to power his little mushroom kiosk. I'm a fairy and I used to be the leader of many others who once filled the forest until the gnomes came in. They captured us all, bottled us up, and shipped us off to who knows where. I can still sense a few of my friends in the forest, though I can't tell exactly where. Can you please go and find them for me? Please help me out. When you found them all, return to me. Cool. How much is it to upgrade my axe again? For the 1,000. Alright, so that's gonna be the pricey. So swing power, max stamina. Probably stamina at the moment. And yeah, don't fully know where I'm going. Like, eventually there's going to be paths through this forest, but right now I'm just Lumber Boy. I'm sure we'll find the paths as we, like, go deeper in. But yeah, there's plenty of trees around for me to just huck. Hork huck? I forget what hork means. Because I know hork it is to, like, shove it in your mouth and just try and eat the whole thing. But if I remember right, horking is actually a different, it traditionally means something else. I remember looking it up when I was a kid, because there was a monster in Dragon Quest Monsters called, the Horker. It was like a zombie. And maybe it was just like a devourer kind of deal. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's just one of those that's, like, stuck with me ever since. Yeah, so if I want to get more swing power, do we need it? I have no idea. The main question is, can it let me chop the whole tree? Not just, yes. Well, that's gonna speed things up a ton. I'm out of range. I guess we need more throwing range. Yeah, because this is actually going to slow me down. Also, it looks like we're hitting kind of the edge of a clearing here. Yeah, so go that far out. We don't quite have enough range. Okay, looks like we're currently fine. Yes, I'll have to look into carrying capacity eventually. Just so I can pick up multiple trees worth. I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea, considering my inefficiency here. Now, are those darker logs worth more? That's a question. I guess we also need to be kind of concerned about the blackout fog. From a range perspective. Okay, 400. I think that's going to be the best thing I can do right now. Does it wake me up in the morning? Yeah. Should have done rest until morning because I think that's a little bit more efficient, but whatever. So let's head over here. There's some kind of glowy light. No, that's actually further away than I thought. Okay, so I have 1 log. 2 logs? $322. Yeah, they're worth more. I kind of figured. Okay. Just toss all of these out. Grab a little bit more stamina bush. Yeah, this is gonna make getting to later tiers so much easier. Unfortunately, I'm having RSI issues, and this is a problem. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what I always do when this happens. Let's see how fast I can chop tree. It doesn't like that. Okay. So my auto-clicker doesn't work in here. That's a bit of a shame. I wonder if there's a accessibility option. Because yeah, all this clicking is a little hard on me. Skin shop. Huh, that's fun. So I can change some things. We can also change the color. Okay, settings. Yeah, I was really hoping there would be like an accessibility option for just chop any tree you're looking at. And like auto throw. I recognize that would make the game maybe too easy, quote unquote, but like it actually is going to save my hands some decent amount of grief. That's okay. Holy shit, we made a lot of money. Yeah, those darker trees, very worth it. I think we're gonna want more chop damage, frankly. Chop and throw? Swing power? Throw distance. Oh. I guess let's get some carry capacity. Now I can carry 2 trees. Let's just rest until morning. Yeah, inevitable goal is to chop out most of these. Yeah, this is much faster. We might want to save up the 1,000 for the next axe, too. Seeing as these are pretty economical. Or, these are making me a decent amount of money, but also costing a decent amount of stamina. Oh, are the fairies going to be those lights? Probably. And yeah, the throw distance means that pretty much everything around here is available for me to chop and throw without having to walk back, which is so nice. Okay, we do have the couple of berry bushes in the back here. I might as well snag those. Just mash every button, eat the mushroom. I guess we're not eating the mushroom, we're just collecting it, but still. Alright, there we go. Probably a little jarring to watch. There's also this here. I do really appreciate this trend for incremental games to, yeah, they very much lean into the whole kind of like You know, this is just a dopamine repetitive grind kind of game. But that's fine. But then mix that with the idea of there's something sus going on in this forest, and, like, you want to solve it. Presumably upgrades, true ending, who knows what. Like, it's leaning into that kind of, like, goofy indie horror. I don't want to say, like, Spooky's House of Jump Scares, because I've never played it. I'm trying to think of good examples of this, that, like, games that aren't particularly spooky or scary that lean a little bit into a horror theme just because. With, like, secret mysteries and, like, ooh, something's going on here. I don't know where the trend started, and I don't play a whole lot of these games. Oh, that's definitely a different type of tree. I'm going to assume I cannot chop it. Okay. We gotta get back. You can't make me black out, I'm too powerful for you. Oh. Because all I have to do is get within range of the lantern and it goes away. Right? No, maybe it's going back. I don't know. Okay, sharpen. Next level of axe. Let's go. Rest until morning. Here's the question. Does that give me full stamina? It does. So as long as we rest, we get quote-unquote progress. Also, I do not remember there being this many mushrooms here. Oh, it's a cave. Okay. Hopefully you guys can't just hear the relentless clicking of my mouse and keyboard, but I mean, if you can, I think it's kind of expected of a game like this for what I'm doing right now. Maybe. Okay, let's just shroom up. Feels like my character is just going to become a clicker from The Last of Us. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be extremely thorough here. I don't know why, I don't need to be. But it's kind of satisfying. And also it lets me know where all of my options are. If I can get a single upgrade that gives me, like, some pickup radius, that actually would be really nice. I think this is why I will always advocate for randomized upgrades in these games. At least some of them. Just because, you know, right now I'm very clearly pursuing somewhat of a build. You know, the idea of just high damage and throw range. Which works quite well. But it'd be kind of cool if I could do even more with that, somehow. You know, there's this pipe here, which is not suspicious in the slightest. And what games am I thinking of? The ones where it's just like... I mean, it's a common trope of, like, defying your reader or viewer or player expectations of, oh, you thought this was like a cutesy whatever game. Well, you were, in fact, wrong. Can I actually chop these? Yes. But it takes some serious doing. They're probably worth a shit ton. Yeah, I think it's 10 a pop. I think I'm still gonna head for the dark trees first, since these are pretty resilient. Actually, no. We're just gonna hang out here. Because it's about to become nighttime. And we want to make the most of my limited stamina before I'm forced to go back. There we go. I might need to invest in movement speed at this point. Well, it's okay. I'm sure I can probably buy some goodies. So what can we get? Swing power? Yeah, because we're... I guess if we can get to the point where my stamina bar lasts for the entire day, that'd be lovely. Okay, so let's just go out here. Oh, I can just delete the dark trees now. Hell yeah. That's gonna make this so much easier. I'm sure this is gonna be one of those games where it's like, oh, you destroyed the whole forest, the fairies are sad now. Or I get cursed for doing so. Maybe. Maybe not. I guess we're also getting to the point where I could actually buy more of those energy drinks. And have it not be too wasteful. On the flip side, there's no renewable money sources in this game, so I'd rather just save my pennies. Yeah, like if there's passive income, which we might get at some point, then I think I'd be more amenable. But to my knowledge, there's no such thing as passive income here. Well, this is effective and incredibly lucrative. Grab a little bit of everything. I think we're going to need to invest in stamina. At this point, we're getting to the point where resting is not the most practical. Okay. Yeah, we've got the whole forest behind the cabin that I haven't touched. We've pretty much cleared out an entire arc, but that's it. What is the next one? 2.5, so actually pretty doable. Still. I'll just go with those. Rest until morning. Go to bed at 2. Wake up at 4. God, this guy's living a life. Just does not need to care about anything. I wish I was an incremental game character. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I could see it being agonizing after a while. Oh. Are these regular trees? These are regular trees. They looked slightly different, but the answer is no. I mean, technically I am an incremental game character, it's just... the chances of me going exponential are extremely low. As, that would require me to probably start a corporation, and then abuse the hell out of everybody working for me. For my own benefit and no one else's. Okay. Yeah, I'm just... I'm just gonna clear everything out. I want to see everything that the clearing has to offer, even if it's a little wasteful stamina-wise. Seems like the trees aren't as thick when you go out. Yeah, never mind. It's still pretty thick. I mean, I guess eventually, if we can get enough mushrooms, we need 200, admittedly. Because, yeah, what I could do is get the drone and have it go grab everything for me. You know, still chop everything down, but really don't pay too much attention to picking up every log. Because, yeah, there's apparently a lot here. Kind of. It's actually not as deep as you'd think. Oh, and we're out of juice. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put some more points into stamina. Because my goal is to be able to go out for the entire day on one stamina bar without having to take a nap. This guy's a freaking baby. Just Well, I mean, yes and no. Max stamina, ooh, 2,000. Okay, maybe not. My brother has a kid now, and the last time we saw the baby was in the nibbling was for Thanksgiving, and so like I'm sure the baby's grown up pretty like a lot since, but when we seen it, or when we had seen it, the baby was just alternating between eating, sleeping, going to the bathroom, and crying, and those were like the only things it did. And it was what? I don't want to gender my brother's baby online. They fine. I don't know. I very much still am kind of in the position of like don't want to talk about real life stuff too much, especially like children. Because there's something about that like I guess I see all of those people that are like God, I hate to use the word pimping out their kids on social media, but that really is what it is. You know, the people that have their feeds just filled with baby pictures and baby videos, and you know, when the kids are older, having them do videos too or posts and stuff. Like, I am so glad I grew up in a pre-internet era. I know my mother would not be one of those people, but like, the amount of cringe that I get from even just looking at the parents who do that sort of thing, comboed with the severe discomfort of like knowing that that kid is never going to be able to fully escape that. Probably. Kind of in a similar vein, the kid that was Anakin Skywalker in the first Star Wars was so bullied by his like classmates and peers for being in that movie that like he quit acting for good before he really even had a career in it. And admittedly, like, I don't know if child actors should feel pressured to let's see, should feel pressured to stay in the industry. I certainly, you know, didn't end up the way I was planning on being. So, no, that's another cave. We got a couple of clearings. I guess we can do this one. It's definitely the most lucrative. Because I should probably go for most value here, now that I've cleared out the clearing and gotten everything I can. Plus or minus some, who knows. But yeah, as a kid, I was like really into Lego. I was like, yeah, I could be an architect. That'd be cool. But like, apart from playing with Legos, I never really had a solid idea of what architects do. Which I think is why I didn't end up becoming an architect, because I couldn't really practice it in the same way that, like, you know, just doodling an illustration was much easier to do. Even if, like, translating into architecture probably would have been fine. You know, if you know how to draw well, you can probably visualize houses much better. Let's see, what was I gonna say in all of this? I don't know, I'm just kind of looping. But so, I guess I have a lot of sympathy for kids who, like, get sucked into being actors for one reason or another, but don't stick with it just because I know it's awful. Like, how many child stars have you ever heard of having good adult lives? You know, I'd often hear about, or heard, and like at this point I'm sure they've disappeared from the limelight entirely, but growing up for me it was the Olsen twins. You could not go into a grocery store without seeing a tabloid gossiping about some new thing that they've done. Be it drugs or, you know, some kind of drug bender or a public appearance that was kind of embarrassing or who knows what. And just like, maybe their lives are doing better. I certainly haven't heard about them, which means they're probably not nearly as dramatic or interesting. Or maybe it's just sad enough that even the news stays away from them. I do not know. And we might get to the point where I'm actually going to have to go for carrying capacity here. We will see. But at least with like the child actors who were in big movies and presumably made a bunch of money for it, people who are just kind of like exploited for social media, or I'm thinking like there was the Toddlers and Tiaras thing from like a while ago, and like I never paid any attention to that one, but I always felt really bad hearing about anybody that was on one of those, you know, even if they did somewhat become a celebrity, because you're not going to hear about them even a year afterwards. You know, maybe they can turn that into something, but like I remember when American Idol was first coming out, and everybody was like so excited of like, oh, you know, it's a path to stardom and whatnot. And like, check out all these beautiful singers and actors, or, well, singers, you know, amateur singers who are finally getting their big break. And, you know, this is, you know, this singer is from our local hometown. Like, cool, he's famous now. And then they put out like an album or two and no one cares anymore because the news ain't pointed at them. And they don't have the same stardom most of the time. You know, sometimes you can stand out. I think Lindsey Sterling is probably one of the better success stories I can think of in terms of going on one of those big shows and then, you know, using that as a further springboard. But I think in her case, she already had a semi-successful YouTube career, so it was easy. Whereas, like, oh, they actually had rejected her. That's interesting. Okay, do I want to do carry capacity and throw distance? I think we do that. Okay, rest until morning. So yeah, I guess she didn't even make it, but I think she already had a successful YouTube channel and a successful YouTube channel, and then also just a following in general. And she had a very unique, sort of unique style. I don't know if style works. I mean, it's just dramatic violin. But hey, you know, that wasn't exactly pop culture at the time, so it was kind of easy to stand out with that. You know, most people take the just pure singing route rather than like really honing a craft around an instrument. Whereas like, oh, what was the, it was an epic sax guy. Oh, who was the guy at the Game Awards a couple years ago that people like turned into a meme because he was really intense and kind of charming? And like, I see him pop up every once in a while. I don't think it's really anything more than just like slight meme potential of like, oh, it's that guy. But like, hey, if it gets some gigs, why not? But I don't know why I'm hung up on child stars right now. I guess just brain has nothing else to focus on. But so when it comes to people that are like kid stars or anything like that, they don't really have that like fallback. There's no built-in following. Even like, this is gonna sound weird, but like even Justin Bieber very much is one of those examples of a person who you know, peaked early and then has to find their way later. Oh, you know what it is? Maybe this is somewhat misplaced, but as a creator, it's not uncommon that I run into YouTubers, myself included, who like their heyday was a couple years ago. You know, who, oh, there was a mushroom in there. Who like got really big for one game, and then the algorithm shifted, or people just lost interest, and then they've just been kind of coasting ever since. Usually in a slow glide downwards until they either hit kind of a nice floor, or that's just it for them. What do we want? Swing power, probably. Yeah, let's go for swing power. These trees are tanky. Throw distance wouldn't be a terrible idea either. How many mushrooms am I up to? 82. Okay. And so, I guess part of the reason why I, like, feel empathy for child stars, apart from just being an empathic person in general, is because I kind of recognize how it feels to have the meat of your career, maybe not behind you. Because, like, I'm sure I will find, like, other ways to grow and whatnot. This is not a concern of mine. I've just been on vacation mode for, like, 3 years now. And it's been nice, actually. I spent way too much time working. I was already, like, teetering on the edge of burnout pre-pandemic. I don't know. I'd say I burned out in, like, 2022 is really, like, when it got bad. And then, you know, I've just kind of made the executive decision of, like, hey, this ain't working. I'm gonna just chill for a while. That's where I've been. And also the algorithm has shifted in a bunch of other things. There's also kind of the question of, like, even YouTube, you know, is the heyday of YouTube over? And I feel like that's an editorial headline for a not a VTuber, a video essay, where somebody's, like, trying to guesstimate a bunch of analytics. And, I mean, who knows? It could actually be true. I'm pretty sure, like, when I was a kid and teen and college student and early adult, YouTube was king for online content. There was almost no competition. You know, there's, like, Vimeo and some Flash sites, but those were just small fry bonus things that nobody really cared about. Every creator was on YouTube, everybody was making videos, and, like, admittedly the population of YouTube creators was probably considerably lower. I guess I might as well snag this. Watching all those logs fly from this distance is actually kind of impressive. But now we've got, you know, live streaming. Twitch popped up. I think it was like a 2013, 2012 appearance, but, you know, that was still X number of years after YouTube had gotten, like, really big, and even then it was still kind of small. Not a lot of people were on it initially. And then there was Vine, but Vine died. Now there's TikTok, and then there's a bunch of foreign YouTube competitors. And who knows what else. Do we want to do throw distance? Yeah, at this point it's getting in my way. And so it's one of those where, you know, I had a conversation a while ago about how, yeah, I don't get a whole lot of, like, teenagers watching my videos anymore. And I was thinking about that, and it's like, yeah, I don't know if I actually mind that. Like, obviously I make less money without, you know, a certain population, or portion of the population watching me. But I definitely remembered, like, the scrap mechanic days, where, oh, wow. Yeah, even with that throw upgrade, we're still only at the edge of it. I should probably do throw capacity next. Or carry capacity next, so I can carry as many things as I can with me. Maybe. I'll have to figure it out. And not to say the kids are bad audience members, but they're not the most sustainable. Not that, like, you know, grown adults, like, no viewer base is perfect. And this is going to sound, like, super weird, and I'm not trying to deride anyone, but it's one of those where, like, kids go to college, adults have kids, or get new jobs, or move across the country and stuff like that. Like, everybody always has a life circumstance where they are going to change, and, you know, slowly move away from who they used to be, what they used to do, me included. There's a bridge. And so, you know, it's kind of inevitable that people will move on, either from watching me or watching YouTube in general, or even playing video games, even if I do find that a little bit depressing. Because video games are still pretty awesome. Like, even goofy little stuff like this very much reminds me of, like, Flash games from back in the day, in a very good way. Let's see. Do I actually want to go down this direction next time? I could. Part of the problem is we're ranging out pretty far. I guess let's see if I can take a look-see at the map. Because I was hoping to find something interesting. Okay, so that's the bridge. I'm seeing some stuff circled, so yeah, maybe what we do... What do I need for the next one? 10,000. Oof. Carrying capacity of 70. Could. I think I might actually go for move speed for now. Yeah, let's actually go back, cross that bridge, and see if I can go much further this time around. Because there's something over there that the gnome circled. And so instead of trying to just go for money, let's try and go for distance. Because if you circled something out there, I want to see what it is. And it looks like we can still get through these trees no problem. Yeah, supposedly there's 1,000 elder trees out here. Is this the way? I don't know. It's hard to say. Doesn't really matter too much. Worst comes to worst, we just end up in another clearing. Well, we've got a hella mushroom cave, at the very least, going on. Okay, I think this is what he had circled. Because this clearly goes somewhere. And yeah, we want that lantern so I can... Oh my gosh, there's caves ahoy here. Oh, it actually says my distance up top. I'll find another cave or two like this, and we're never gonna have to worry about throw distance. Or not throw distance. We're never gonna have to worry about time of day. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the most practical thing is here. I want to use up all my stamina at the very least. Because yeah, the problem is I have to go pretty far back to be able to toss all these. And that's a little rough. Yeah, we haven't found any of the drones yet. Which is a little unfortunate. Okay. Just gonna use up all my stamina. There we go. Just grab everything I possibly can. Let's see. Do I think I have enough stamina to grab a load? I think I do. But this is going to have to be the last load, because it is getting really dark really fast. Okay. Did not find the glowy circle. Do we do one more day? I think we do one more day. Okay, it's getting wicked dark. We've definitely been making some distance here. That's for certain. Okay, so I have 2,000. I could do carry capacity. Throw distance would be nice, but oh, that's gonna cost an arm and a leg. I'll check the map again, see if I can get a better view of what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the the caves are properly being shown is maybe part of it, but whatever. Oh, right. Skin shop. Let's see. I'm currently wearing... What is the most apropos? Blue rodent. Oh, that's funny. The rat, the dweller. Yeah, sure. Let's be Sanic. No, I think the cave is, in fact, on the map. So we want to go out this direction. Now let's see if I can chop these trees. Seems like it's pretty standard. It's huge out here. Okay, there's something going on. There's a tower. Oh, including one of the ferries. Thanks, now I can finally stretch my wings and file a very strongly worded complaint. Okay, and we also have... Requires axe level 5. Okay. Well, there's not really much of a reason for me to be here. Because I can spend a bunch of stamina chopping this. But I can't do anything with it. Oh, it's okay. I wasn't really expecting to anyway. At least I'm only 105 from home, but that's still a pretty tremendous distance. Because that's at least 3 or 4 throw distance upgrades away. And so that is going to slow me down. Okay. Snag the mushroom. I think we'll go out of here. Okay, so might as well kind of close things out. We're getting to the end of this video, and also well, I mean, yeah, very much videos going on long enough. I actually would enjoy playing more of this, but that might have to be another video. It's gonna have to be another video, I'm sure. Because like all good incremental games, I feel like I'm making constant progress here. And that feels extremely good to me. It was my current range, 56, 57, yeah, it's not great. Like, there's just something so satisfying about a good incremental game. Wandering around, grabbing resources, upgrading your stats and abilities, and slowly unlocking more and more content, the world, so on and so forth. I don't think I'm going to be able to do more than this. I'll see if I can hook up to that other section. I guess I can grab a little bit more. But it's also getting wicked late, and we don't have that much time. There we go. That's good enough. All right. Anyway, yeah, I like this game. I think it's a really neat take on incremental games. I said this in another video recently, but it's so fun seeing all of the different approaches to incremental game design because they're so different. I recognize that this is still mostly just run around chop tree, but what other incremental game involves running around chopping tree? I do wish that there was more of a feeling of like build crafting, like if I could do some fun things. Like, I don't know, invest into critical hits, or, automation, or, like, even silly stuff like conveyor belts would go a very long way. I gotta stop, otherwise I'm gonna keep playing. Stuff like that would be neat, but I also recognize that this is a small $5 game, like, who cares? I think just maybe if it was one of those where whenever you hit a certain threshold, you get a randomized perk that is separate from the lifting weights, including, like, bigger pickup radius, or a small multiplier to a stat, or, you move... Ooh, you get a small speed boost every time you touch a tree, so you're almost incentivized not to chop down every tree. So you can actually, like, bit-bop from one to the next. Or, like, berry bushes regrow faster. Things like that. I don't know. Again, that's very much a just, like, small wishlist slash bugbear thing that I wish more of these games did, purely from the perspective of giving you some, like, unique things of, like, oh, I found this thing. Because currently, I think that's it, that there's no feeling of, like, big surprise. It's all just like, alright, what do I invest into next? but it would be kind of swell if every once in a while they gave you like a weird zinger of like, hey, now you have cleave damage. Your axe is bigger and will hit multiple trees with swings. Stuff like that as like a surprise of like, hey, you found this cool thing. Would go a long way. But is me. Anyway, if you want to pick up Lumberjacked yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It's $5, which is a very reasonable price for what it is. I will say it's probably going to be one of those that you can only put in like 4 or 5 hours into, but that's okay. That's really all that there is to say about it. So, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.